Hello, Hollywood. And it would be really nice. It would be really nice if you could stop pretending to like musicals and that's why you're adapting them. But then when you adapt them, you cut like half the songs from the musical. And then what's even more obnoxious is that you just rewrite a whole bunch of new songs in place of the old ones. Why? Why is that happening? Why is this a thing now? Dear Evan Hansen was not received well. So I don't understand why we did it for 13 as well. Anyway, I'm John Stark from MacMovieGuy.com, and this is my review of 13 the Musical, which is now available on Netflix. I'm actually a big fan of 13 the Musical, the actual musical 13. I don't know what the fuck this is, but the 13 the Musical, written by with music written by Jason Robert Brown, which actually, interestingly enough, jump-started the career of Ariana Grande. I like that. Actually, in my own personal life, people always wonder, why do you share stuff like that? It's like, well, because we all have biases. Somebody yelled at me about my Ninja Turtle review and was like, it doesn't matter whether you play with the toys or not going up. And it's like, I'm just trying to show you like how far my fandom goes so that you know, am I just some dude who walks in off the street and is like, I know nothing about this? Or am I overly familiar with the subject matter? And in this case, I'm overly familiar with the subject matter. Before I was blind, I actually stage managed a production of 13. So I'm quite familiar with how the structure of the story goes, because I had to sit through an entire run of 13 the Musical where they just were running the show about over and over and over and over and over. So I know what this show is supposed to look like, and this is not that. This is something else. This is something horrible has happened to 13 the Musical. And at the same time, now that I've said that, I don't hate what this is. I hate that this is called 13 the Musical because there were some really great songs that were cut. But actually a lot of great songs that were cut. What It Means to Be a Friend was cut from the movie. The Brain, Here Comes the Brain, was cut from the movie Hey Kendra. The whole movie theater thing plays out entirely differently in the movie. There's the song Any Minute that they sing in the musical, but in the movie, it's just, the scene is just obnoxiously different. I don't know. It's just really, there were some changes that were made. I was just like, And then they like wrote a song so Deborah Messing could sing. They were like, hey, you know what? We need a Deborah Messing song. And I was like, but it's supposed to be about the kids. There aren't even parents in the actual 13 the Musical. They don't exist. Not really. No. It's so. Anywho, yeah, it's if you've I hate to say, I think if you've never seen and know nothing about 13 and you were just walking into this, I think people are gonna like it. It's a really likable cast. I stayed through the credits, and the best I could get out of the credits was it just kept telling me music by Jason Robert Brown. So it looks like Jason Robert Brown wrote the new songs, which I respect that. I respect that you at least hire the original composer to write new music for his musical. I wonder how that felt, to go up to Jason Robert Brown and be like, hey, fuck these songs. We need you to write new music. And he's like, what? Why? Nope. we're not going to use those songs. We need you to come up with some new ones, though. We don't have time for the other ones, but we do have time for a whole bunch of new ones that you're going to write us. I don't understand. At least within the Heights, it seemed like there was stuff that was cut for time or plot. I don't know, something that they just murdered Abuela and got rid of her and threw away all of her songs. But with this and with Dear Evan Hansen, they actually cut songs and then wrote new ones, and it's like you could have just left the old ones in there. They're fine. You know, there's a reason that the original thing that you are adapting was successful. It has a lot to do with the original songs that were in that show. So, but there are plenty of songs from the stage musical in this. So, the fan part of me is wants to throw this film into a garbage disposal and just flip the switch and burn it, kill it with fire. But there's also a part of me that enjoyed the film. So I'm actually super conflicted with this because these kids are really good. They found and cast a group full of kids that I really enjoyed, that I would have enjoyed in any production of 13 anywhere. The whole musical, whatever this is, it doesn't really matter. I would have enjoyed them. I think they're all great. So, and the director of this did a really good job putting it together. The adults are fine. There isn't really, I don't have any other complaints, except I was just like, where the fuck did all the songs go? It's a lot. If it was just like one song, I'd be like, oh, well, they dropped one song. Okay. Well, you know, but it's a lot of songs that got cut from this. So if you're a fan of 13, be prepared to be disappointed, but also possibly if you give it a chance, you might turn around and like this. But there's only just so much I can like it because I'm thinking about all of the things that could have been in this film that could have happened instead of some of the songs. Because honestly, I didn't really love the new songs that much. I didn't think that they did more or less than the songs that they cut. So that's just my thoughts on that. The audio description, by the way, I've brought this up before. I don't know how we do audio description with musicals. I feel like if something really important is happening and we need to know about it during the song, then you can let us know. But if it's just like general random choreography or something, I think people really would rather listen to the music. I mean, they're showing up to a musical to also listen to the music. So having audio description narrating on top of singing is, in my opinion, obnoxious. But then again, I come with a little bit of a Broadway background. So for me, that would be a hard no. And I wouldn't want that. But for other people, maybe they want to know what's happening and what kind of choreography is happening. It really is. It's a tough call to make. And I totally understand why it happens. But for me, I would prefer the other. But I totally understand why we have it this way. So that people know that there's choreography happening and that the kids are moving around. They're not just, I don't know, standing in a white room singing. Wouldn't want to let our imaginations do all the work. So, anyway. So not my favorite audio description of the year either. But... and Netflix buried this, by the way, on the same weekend that they released Day Shift. It took me, I didn't type the title in. It took me a minute browsing through a couple of rows before I found 13 on opening weekend, for Netflix. It's like they didn't even want people to watch it. They were just like, no, watch Day Shift. And it's like, Day Shift sucked. This was better than Day Shift. Even the fact that I'm mad at it because they cut all the songs, I still can acknowledge this is a better film than Day Shift. So, if you want, see it. I saw one of the critics. I subscribe to a lot of YouTube critics because, I feel like we got to support each other. I know they don't support me, but maybe they will. I don't know. And I saw one of them. It was like, I didn't think it was realistic because like the kids were walking down the hallway singing, and it's like kids just don't do that nowadays. They're doing something else. And I was like, do you not understand the fucking concept of musicals? Like, that's what a musical is. No one is ever singing in a musical in a setting in which they would normally sing. Like, we don't know, never. There's never been a situation where we actually break out into song in real life just because we got some stuff to sing about, because the thing that we're doing plays out better in song. I was so baffled by that. I didn't even know what to do. I didn't even know what to do with that review. I was just like, did he just... And he was playing it totally straight. It was just like, he was just like, yeah, kids, they just don't walk down the hallway at school singing. They just don't do that. And I'm like, what? But so if you're really that stupid, then don't fucking watch this. If you don't understand the concept of a musical, then this isn't for you. I lost so much respect for that critic. I was just so confused. I was like, does he not understand what a musical is? Oh my god. Anyway, so Justin needs to watch more movies. That's it. I need to put a grade on this. I'm delaying it. 13. I'm gonna give 13 the musical, all things considered. I'm gonna give it a B. I'm mad it's missing songs, but also the product that's there is actually pretty good. So I'm super conflicted. This is never gonna fly into the A territory for me. I'm far too angry at it. But I did it. I actually had a good time with it, just like I did, and with Dear Evan Hansen. And guess what? Same grade. Dear Evan Hansen, B. There were things that I liked about Dear Evan Hansen that kept it, even though they cut songs and added new ones. So that's why I'm going with B for 13, since that's basically the same thing that they did. Really talented cast. If your child was plucked out of obscurity for this film, I know that they did a casting call and literally found people from nowhere for this. Because I know people. I had students who entered this. Did not get cast, but submitted for this. Ironically, I had a student that submitted using What It Means to Be a Friend, and I now think it's hilarious because they cut that song from the musical. So she auditioned with a song that they were going to cut anyway. That's probably why they didn't ask her to come in. Anyway, that's it for me. Let me know what you think in the comments. Like and subscribe. MacTheMovieGuy.com for more reviews. The Audio Description Project will let you know who killed Kennedy, and the Adna.org will let you know who killed Lincoln. So, or do other things. That's it for me. And I gotta go review more movies. See you on the other side.